The latest, Europe, Iran diplomats plan to save nuclear deal. 10:10 p.m. The European Union's foreign policy chief says a meeting of the foreign ministers of France, Britain, Germany, and Iran has yielded a blueprint for further talks to salvage the Iran nuclear deal after the United States pulled out. Federica Mogherini said the ministers shared a willingness to arrive at practical solutions for keeping the 2015 deal going despite the decision of U.S. President Donald Trump to abandon the agreement. Mogherini says there was awareness of the urgency and the four ministers agreed to find some solutions within weeks. 4 p.m. German Chancellor Angela Merkel has acknowledged that the Iran nuclear deal certainly has weaknesses but says it should be preserved. Merkel said in a speech to a labor union congress in Berlin that President Donald Trump's decision to withdraw from the 2015 agreement marked a shift in European-American relations. She added, Britain, France, and Germany were of the opinion that the agreement against Iran's nuclear armament is an agreement that certainly has weaknesses, but an agreement we should stand by. Merkel said the Europeans aren't blind to threats posed by Iran's activities in Syria to Israel, for example. But we still think that, with the agreement, we would have better preconditions to speak with Iran about further agreements than by unilaterally cancelling an agreement that was unanimously approved and endorsed in the UN Security Council. 1:15 p.m. Major European powers have sought to keep Iran in a landmark international nuclear agreement after President Donald Trump pulled the US out of the pact and promised tough economic sanctions against Tehran. In one of a series of meetings, foreign ministers from Britain, France, and Germany, signatories of the 2015 deal to stop Iran developing nuclear weapons, were to hold talks with Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif, amid concerns that the sanctions will also damage European business interests. British Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson said before the meeting in Brussels that the UK and our European partners continue to view the nuclear deal as vital for our shared security, and remain fully committed to upholding it. 10:20 a.m. Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif has met with European Union Foreign Policy Chief Federica Mogherini as the Europeans seek to keep the Iran nuclear agreement. Zarif said little to reporters Tuesday but suggested he wanted to discuss the deaths of dozens of Palestinians in Gaza as well as the nuclear deal, which U.S. President Donald Trump withdrew from last week. He was due to hold talks later in Brussels with the foreign ministers of Britain, France, and Germany. The EU hopes to convince Iran to continue to respect the landmark nuclear pact.